Undefeated.
The undefeated Nigerian heavyweight slugged it out old school style.
Oh, good uppercut. Oh, Davis is good. Wow. There they go.
Hit like a freight train. And was going to become a superstar. Scaring the living daylights out of victims inside the ring, it was outside of it where he was truly terrifying, guided by voices in his head. Today's story is about the God-given talent, fierce battles, and mental breakdown of Ike Ibeabuchi. Ibeabuchi was born in Nigeria in 1973. He took up boxing at the age of 17 after watching the fight between Iron Mike and Buster Douglas, which unexpectedly turned into the greatest upset in history.
Landing these nice uppercuts by Buster Douglas. He's knocked Mike Tyson down.
Just 3 years later, Ike became one of the best heavyweights in Africa and moved to the United States with his mother. The newcomer burst onto the professional scene under a pretentious nickname, The President. 6 foot 2 inches tall and 230 pounds strong, in 1995 he squared off against Greg Pickram.
So Ike Ibeabuchi then.
Ike was floating around like a middleweight,
In of course the same state.
bombarding the torso
British. And that obviously is
and landing good counters.
that's for heavyweights, or big heavyweights I should Nigeria.
However, he got clipped in one of the exchanges.
Good right there. Oh, and down. Little touchdown there by Ibeabuchi.
Now wise to the danger, Ibeabuchi no longer deviated from the measured approach.
Well, Ibeabuchi now getting much closer. Lovely uppercut on the inside there, catching Pickram, and a big right over the top too.
And when the opponent slowed down from body shots,
Thank goodness.
the President threw a winging right hand
Oh, good. Oh, good.
and switched to beast mode.
And Pickram in trouble now. Needs to keep those hands up. Get moving. Oh, he's down. Yep, lurching to the floor there, Pickram.
Saving Private Pickram was on the referee.
Well, it's all over. That punch didn't even land. The referee should never have allowed him back into action.
In a span of just 3 rounds, Ike displayed high fight IQ, pristine technique,
A new feature I'm going to be introducing.
and an innate killer instinct.
I mentioned here, and that goes first time.
By that point in time, Ibeabuchi was already drawing comparisons to his idol, Tyson, and played along by walking out wearing all black. To no one's surprise, in 1996 the experienced Mike Ackley collapsed after a couple of hooks.
With the record at 10 and 10. Well, look at there. Look at there. He
A
goes.
picture-perfect uppercut going backwards closed the show.
Have not gone further than 2 rounds. There he goes down for the second time.
A bit later, the President put another victim through forced body shot treatment.
Really working Delgado to the body. Delgado with the purple. Got hit though with that overhand right. Good left hook to the body.
The foe's liver failed at the 12-minute mark.
5 seconds to go in round number 4. Oh!
Ibeabuchi's breakthrough year was 1997. He was matched up with Concrete Calvin Jones, Tyson's sparring partner.
We'll see what kind of fight Ibeabuchi.
Ike decided to get a taste of the 6'6" giant's full power at the outset.
Winning streak going, winning 2 fights in 96.
Well, does that term stand clear? The bigger they are, the harder it is.
Then the Nigerian located the target with a sniping jab
Hung in there for 4 rounds. Other than that, everybody's
and followed up with a flurry.
10 though before. Most he's ever been is 8 rounds, and that was this past November. Calvin Jones been the
Unafraid of incoming danger, Ibeabuchi fired on all cylinders.
Where's the man now?
under a minute to go in round number 1. And Ibeabuchi's already got Jones going into a shell.
By the second round, he was in complete control,
It's Calvin Jones in the red shorts. He shows it on the He slips nicely.
making the enemy worry about the head. Ike punished the core instead.
Stepping in, he's pacing himself. Oh, he hurt him. He hurt Jones. Jones is hurt.
Goes out. Comes over the top of the
Severely diminished, Calvin was out of his depth.
He's got that 7-8 inch reach advantage, but Ibeabuchi comes in. Throwing punches now from right. Robert Byrd taking a very close look. He can jump in, get off the ropes. Still plenty of time left here in round number 2, and
A miraculous get-up only prolonged the agony.
another left hook.
But one thing that you gotta watch out for is always if you need caught at any time.
A left hook at the 6-minute mark wrapped up the beatdown.
Nice right hand lead. Jones coming up, and that's it. Robert Byrd seating up.
Ibeabuchi was calm but vicious, chopping the opponent's liver to pieces. Fate is doom and evident when you're facing the president. The next test came in the face of Marion Mo Wilson, a boxer with an all-time great uncrackable chin. Mo tried to impeach the president right away.
Big right hand drops in. Rock, I shook up.
Ibeabuchi wisely decided to go the full 10 rounds for the first time, dominating the action throughout.
Now, a lot of those punches. Of course, talking about yours truly, Ernie Tokyo Rose. Nice body shot there by Win. And
Towards the end, he went all in, trying to seal the deal.
he undefeated 14-0. Whoa, 12 knockouts in. Wilson, never been stopped before. Taking the best shots right now from Mike.
Still, the virgin-jawed veteran finished the contest standing.
I think he looked
The mandatory skill assessment program was completed. The president's resume included 12 knockouts in 16 victories.
Goes out.
Thus, only the biggest venues and challenges lied ahead.
The president.
In June of 1997, in the opposite corner stood the undefeated rising star, David Tua, ready to defend the WBC International belt. Looking like Mark Hunt's long-lost brother, he had already sent 23 of 27 rivals to intensive care.
Nice left hook, and down he goes.
The bull-necked Samoan's hit list included Hasim Rahman,
And the Rockman is hurt.
Oleg Maskayev,
Gaev is out.
and John Ruiz.
Comes right at him. Another big bomb, and Ruiz is down.
David Tua.
Nevertheless, Ike was not fazed by David's trunk movement
John Ruiz
and stopped his forward momentum with strikes to the midsection.
against Oleg Maskayev. That was an
Tua would explode with haymakers.
scorecard.
Ibeabuchi met him head-on
Right hand from David Tua. Ibeabuchi, though, look at this.
and had the upper hand in close range.
That he should use the jab. Right now, right in front of him, I don't think Tua's used to this, but he's side. And
The Samoan kept throwing heat and aiming for Ike's chin.
the right hand right behind it.
There's a right hand from
The Nigerian, on the other hand, maneuvered around with a jab
crowd.
and disrupted the rhythm with sudden power shots.
You know, you want to keep motivation up. One thing I didn't like is that he asked him, how do you feel? I don't think you should ever ask.
David spent 5 rounds collecting abdominal damage and running into a brick wall.
T97.
It was the same short cycle over and over,
A guy can take bombs from a guy like Tua. It's not something you want to prove.
until Ike started embracing more exchanges on clinch breaks.
Never forgot. He said, there's guys out there you've never heard of that can.
Beauties of the game, you can uncover a gem like we're seeing tonight in Ibeabuchi.
Tua launched a branded missile,
His signature punch, and he catches him again.
and they both began smushing each other's gray matter.
Opens up with a left hook. Double left hook from Tua.
Love the way he's giving Tua things to think about.
Double left hook by Tua closes out the 5th.
Some say that this very left hook would destroy the Nigerian's future,
Tua lands a good left hook here, and
and the present was hanging in the balance as well. In the 6th frame, Tua's second hemisphere took charge and caught on to the opponent's timing.
Left hook and the subsequent right hands and double left hook.
But he seems like he's getting into a little bit of a groove.
Ike was brought to his senses,
Don't quit.
but wouldn't regain the initiative for a bit.
So easy to make those comparisons to Tyson's short right hand.
Tyson had those fast hands, and on the inside, he had blistering combinations that he.
However, while the Samoan bet on quality,
There's that right hand. The punches of David Tua in that sequence. Right lead, left hook by Tua.
Ibeabuchi was slowly taking over on quantity.
Rounder telling him back up, they'll just keep falling into it.
Needs to take advantage. Oh, good short right hand by Ibeabuchi. With Ibeabuchi and his commitment to keep punching. Oh, very nice left hook.
In the 10th, he kept David at bay with straight punches.
Number 9. 2 punch. The best opponent of his career, the toughest opponent of his career, and he's
Backed off to reset himself.
Wow.
And look at that. Snapping back the head.
And if a heavy shelling did come,
Ibeabuchi back to it. Tua comes in with the left hook. Oh, good uppercut from Tua.
a punishing barrage was the inevitable answer.
Oh, here comes Tua. 4 or 5 punches. Ibeabuchi right
and he
back
gives
at
it
him.
back to him.
The closing seconds of the 11th round would have been the highlight.
I think it's too little, too late.
Look at this exchange. Tua headhunting
He's
Ike.
not landing though. Oh, good
and
shot.
it was Ibeabuchi.
If it wasn't for the insane final lap that exceeded even the wildest expectations.
With his power punching. But at the end of the 11th round, it was the left hook. Tua lunging, looking for that left hook. Ibeabuchi still punching. Tua left hook. Ike left hook of his own.
He answers him back every time. He takes all the play away.
Now they go swinging in the middle of the ring.
That's what they
Look
needed.
at this. Nice way to end it. Very, very active heavyweight fight.
In a span of 36 minutes, 1,730 punches were thrown combined. A divisional record that would stand for 22 years. The all-out war became an instant heavyweight classic and ended in a unanimous, albeit controversial, decision in favor of Ibeabuchi. Unfortunately, the price he paid was too high. Ike suffered excruciating headaches following that slugfest. At the same time, his bipolar disorder went unnoticed during a medical examination. Ibeabuchi was a nightmare for people around him throughout his career, but now voices and visions were getting louder and clearer. He demanded people call him the president, asked for million-dollar checks, and then refused to perform, assaulted team members and sex workers. Things got so bad he abducted his former girlfriend's son and drove into a concrete pillar. As a result, Ibeabuchi was sentenced to 4 months in jail.
Undefeated.
Beltless and practically bankrupt, he returned in 1998 after a year of absence.
His opponent, Tim Ray.
The well-fed Tim Ray folded in half from a liver shot,
No offense, Evander.
And there's that body to the...
and then had to withstand the onslaught while his cornermen argued whether to sacrifice their fighter to the Nigerian cannibal.
Some more. Big right hand, right up the middle by Ike. He goes after him in the corner. Ray trying to fight back. Ibeabuchi, boy, he's setting...
Humanitarian values ultimately prevailed.
Cena was stepping in and now the towel comes in. So this one's over in the first round.
A more respectable rival, Everton Davis, tasted the canvas as well.
Like Ike, we like Ike. And Ike didn't like that.
But he managed to survive the carpet bombing.
Everton Davis, of course, going down with that big right hand.
And held strong until the 9th round.
Oh, good uppercut by Ibeabuchi, right above us. It started with body work.
The second knockdown didn't break him either.
Number 9 in progress between Ibeabuchi and Everton Davis. And
You all right, brother?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Still, $million mood was eaten up by inflation.
Body combination. Oh, Davis is feeling. Wow. And he goes.
Back to the big leagues with 2 subsequent finishes. In March 1999, Ibeabuchi locked horns with an elite heavyweight, Chris Rapid Fire Bird, holding a clean record of 26 triumphs and 14 knockouts.
And Bird senses the opportunity and steps in and fires away. How long will Steve Smoger allow Thunder to take this kind of punishment? No longer.
The American would become a 2-time world champion in the future, and outbox massive punchers like Tua,
Feints right, bobs down. Bird comes through. David misses with the...
and the great Evander Holyfield.
Vladimir Klitschko and Jamil wouldn't be the first one. Hard left hand. That's all.
no longer try to win.
To become a heavyweight, so he's packed on a lot of weight.
Initially, the fast and awkward southpaw avoided incoming damage with ease.
Pretty good punches to me.
Swinging and missing. Pounds Bird back with a right to the chest. Just misses with a left.
And retaliated with lightning fast combinations. At first, Ibeabuchi just laughed in response.
And punctuates round 2.
But when he took Bird hostage on the ropes, Ike went off the rails.
Good left hook, Ibeabuchi. Another good left hook. And
The ring was getting too small for two.
Oh, a hard right hand. Lands upstairs for Ibeabuchi. And that first right hand may be one of the hardest shots that Chris Bird's ever taken.
Twice, Chris escaped by the skin of his teeth.
He has ability. Right hand shot by Ibeabuchi in retaliation in the middle of the ring.
Yet the hands of justice got to him eventually.
Oh, what a left hand! Bird in serious trouble. Ibeabuchi with a monster left hook. Followed it up to the right. And
Bird fell down one more time.
He doesn't even know where he is right now. He's trying to keep his balance.
And the president's campaign saw its dramatic conclusion.
hard left hook. Oh, they can stop it. They can stop it right now. What is Bird? Roll stops it. Roll stops it. Ibeabuchi has knocked Chris Bird out.
Oh, yeah, so it's a left uppercut.
Yeah, the left uppercut. From that point on, Bird was gone.
Yeah, Bird was really out of it right there.
Causing an earthquake with an uppercut, Ibeabuchi got the job done on the third attempt again. It was Ike's second victory against a top-caliber opponent, and big names were now looming on the horizon. Finally, the 26-year-old Nigerian could afford to live separately from his mother. Ibeabuchi flew to Las Vegas to strike a new deal for $1.2 million. And shortly after signing, another mental implosion happened. Mistaking an escort girl for a witch, Ike beat her up and sexually assaulted her. The court found him guilty on 2 charges. The sentence? Up to 30 years of prison. Following involuntary treatment and another arrest for violating probation conditions, he was ultimately released only in 2020. Now, at 52, the president has nothing but phenomenal genetics, troubles with migration services, and dreams of a comeback.
He shot the world title because he's the baddest guy on the earth.
Ike Ibeabuchi was an outstanding boxer even by the high standards of the glorious 90s, and had all it takes to become an outstanding champion. The undefeated president smoked adversaries like barbecue and scored 15 merciless knockouts in 20 triumphs.
Good uppercut. Oh, Davis is wow.
Sadly, conquered by inner demons, he spent the prime of his promising career in prison, a place where heroes and legends fade into oblivion.
Oh, goodness me. Big shot there by Ibeabuchi. And Pickram in trouble now. Needs to keep those hands up. Get moving. Oh, he's down.
You know, he's got that 7-8 inch reach advantage, but Ibeabuchi comes in. Nice right hand lead. Jones coming up, and that's it.
There's that big sweeping right hand from David Tua. Ibeabuchi, though, look at it.
They saw the play away.
Now they go swinging in the middle of the ring.
That's what they
Look
needed.
at this.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more boxing-related content, punch the like button, subscribe to the channel, and vote for sport.